Stop taking on more than you can handle right now because you don't even see the type of toll that it's taking on you. You don't see how it's draining you. You don't see how it's wearing you down. You don't see how it's stretching you thin. You don't see how it's making you unhappy. And I would hate for you to get put in a situation where you lash out or you spaz out or you literally like fall to your knees from exhaustion for you before you see how much and how little you are committing to yourself. You're so committed to them. You're so committed to that thing. You're so committed to that situation. But when are you gonna give yourself that same type of energy though? Hey, what's going on, man? This is Will Z to well with Speak Up Z, and you are now tuned into another episode of Speak Up Z the podcast. Man, the podcast where we talk about real things with real people. Everything from life to business to mental health and everything else in between. Um, Very excited about this episode, man, because it's kind of based on one of my writings I did earlier. Um, where I said something that even caught my own attention, where I said that, we got to start being more honest with ourselves about what it is that we can tolerate and what we can handle at that point of our life. We got to stop overdoing it. And there's a number of reasons why we lie to ourselves or we trick ourselves or fool ourselves in believing that we can handle more than we really are able to at the moment. Right? It might be because of how we, want to please somebody or we don't want to let anybody down. Or sometimes you can get so caught up in the moment of when somebody asks you for help or asks you for something or, looks to you to do something. You get so caught up in the excitement of the moment or just, being, um, um, what's the word that I'm looking for? That you get so excited for the moment that you end up just saying yes without even thinking about it. And next thing you know, you looked up and you've committed to so many people and to so many things where it's exhausted you. It's literally wearing you down. And then the thing about it is when you are a man or woman that tries to be a man or a woman of your word, when you commit to something, you hardly ever want to like go back on your word, right? You feel bad when you do that. And it just comes with being a big hearted person. That just comes with being a person that wants to serve. That just comes with being a person that wants to help. But I think sometimes we got to be real with ourselves and say, you know what, man, I don't have the capacity in my life right now to take that on. I don't have the room or the energy or the time in my life to commit to anything or anybody else right now. I'm stretched thin as it is. And we can't beat ourselves up for being real about that. And sometimes, even after you've already committed to it or said you were going to do it, sometimes you still have to go back and look at your life and say, you know what? I may have overcommitted. I may have said yes to one too many things and to one too many people. And you might have to do a quick inventory and say, you know what? I gotta take my foot off the gas a little bit. And I gotta tell a couple of people I can't do it anymore, that I changed my mind or that some things have changed. And as bad as you may feel because you want to help and you want to serve and you want to be that helping hand and you want to, you just want to be there for the people you care about. Man, sometimes you got to say, I just can't do it. And you can't just beat yourself up for that, man. You'll drive yourself crazy trying to help everybody and do everything. You'll send yourself to an early grave that way. Because so often, man, I catch myself in the moment where I don't even think before I give an answer and I just say yes to people just because I love them. Or I commit to something just because I really want to help. But then when I actually sit with myself and get still and I start looking at my calendar and I start looking at my to-do list and I start looking at all this stuff, I'm like, you know what? I might have bit off more than I could chew. Then you start thinking of ways of how to get out of the situation or how to walk some of the stuff you committed to back. And then you start just thinking like, man, but what if this person is mad at me? Or what if this person stops wanting to work with me? Or what if this person doesn't, feel the same about me after that? Or, what if I let this person down? Like all these things start going through your head when you care that you end up overdoing it anyway. That you end up overcommitting anyway. That you end up stretching yourself thin anyway. And you're so busy trying to care about what they think about you that you put your self-care at risk, that you put your health at risk, that you put your sanity at risk. I know you may think that it's worth it, but I'm gonna tell you right now that it's not. Stop taking on more than you can handle right now because you don't even see the type of toll that it's taking on you. You don't see how it's draining you. You don't see how it's wearing you down. You don't see how it's stretching you thin. You don't see how it's making you unhappy. And I would hate for you to get put in a situation where you lash out or you spaz out or you literally like fall to your knees from exhaustion for you before you see how much and how little you are committing to yourself. You're so committed to them. You're so committed to that thing. You're so committed to that situation. But when are you gonna give yourself that same type of energy though? When are you gonna look at your calendar and your to-do list and say, you know what, I put some things on there for myself too. Just as much as I'm committing to them and I'm committing to this, I'm committing to me too. And I think that's a real thing. And stop taking on more than you can handle. Because you don't see the toll that it's taking on you. You don't see how it's affecting you. I just want to see you happy. And you should want that for yourself more than anything too. I'm gonna keep it very simple tonight, man. And that's all I got for you, man. I love you. Um, I'll be back with another message for you tomorrow. Um, stop taking on more than you can handle, though. All right. Peace. Hey, what's up? This is Will Z2 with Speak Up Z. And I just want to take a quick second just to thank you for tuning in to this latest episode of SpeakUPZee the podcast. And my only goal with this platform is to motivate you, inspire you, and educate you around all things life, business, and mental health, whether it's myself or me bringing on a special guest. So I just want to thank you guys for tuning in. We don't ask for any type of monetary gains or anything like that. The best thing you could do for us is just like and subscribe to the channel. Until next week, we'll see y'all later. Peace.